Welcome to Shooting It Straight with Stan. I'm your host, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states. Today's topic is the annuity bell doesn't ring at the top or the bottom. Now, I know all you market gurus and people that have advisors and masters of the universe will tell you that you need to hold, you need to time it, you need to look for arbitrage, there's a timing thing, etc. You know that's not true. And especially in the annuity world, and don't just say, oh, I hate all annuities, because that's not valid. There's many types. But the market people and the CNBCs and Fox businesses of the world are always trying to say, time it, look at it, analyze it, etc. But with annuities, this is real basic. They have the big buildings for a reason. Life insurance companies issue annuities, and life insurance companies know when we're going to die. Okay, so that's their primary pricing mechanism. Life expectancy for most of their products, the lifetime income products. But they do have some other products like index annuities, variable annuities, multi-year guarantee annuities, which is the annuity industry version of a CD. And currently, at the time of this taping, and probably ongoing for the near future and hopefully forever, the multi-year guarantee annuity space, which is the annuity industry version of a CD, has become very, very popular because the guarantees contractually annually are very attractive if your time horizon is more than 3 years. If it's less than 3 years, you're better off buying CDs and treasuries. And no, I do not sell CDs and treasuries. I'm just being honest and telling the truth. So 3 years and out, multi-year guarantee annuities are going to give you the highest contractual guarantee. But now the calls are coming in, at the time of this taping, I think the rates, the guaranteed interest rates are very fair and highest we've seen for a long, long time. And people say, well, what do you think, Stan? Do you think the interest rate moves are going to, is going to increase? Listen, if I knew that, I wouldn't be talking to you. If I knew that, I'd be in the penthouse suite instead of the Las Vegas corporate apartment, I'd have the Las Vegas penthouse suite, and I'd be just trading interest rate futures. But the bell doesn't ring at the top or the bottom. I don't care if you're talking about markets. I don't care if you're talking about bonds, crypto, annuity rates, etc. Now, one thing we need to get straight, when you talk about top or the bottom with annuity payouts and annuity guarantees, when we're talking lifetime income, your life expectancies, or if you're setting it up joint, life expectancies, plural, you and the spouse, you and the significant other, that's the key driving force of the pricing. Interest rates play a secondary role. What did you just say, Stan? Oh, that's right. Interest rates play a secondary role. Here's the other thing about getting back to the MYGAs, the fixed rates, the annuity industry version of a CD, which are right now very popular. If you go to my site at theannuityman.com, all one word, you can pull up the best fixed rate, MYGA fixed rates for your specific state. You can pull it by state and duration. And by the way, fixed annuities of all type, there's more than one type, are regulated at the state level. That's the reason you have to put in your state and then pick the duration, et cetera, and shop around and look for what you want. But the point is this. People are like, well, what do you think at the time of this taping? Chairman Powell, I call him Boog Powell. If you know who the Baltimore Orioles are, you know who that is. Boog Powell and Miss Yellen, Miss Dutch Boy Haircut Yellen. No offense to that, because I think I would look really good in the Dutch Boy haircut. Well, what are they going to do? The annuity company's going to, should I wait? Should I time it? No. The annuity companies do look at and watch the feed of the interest rates and what's happening out there, but does it drive the pricing train? No, it's not linear. In other words, if the annuity companies, annuities issued by life insurance companies, so let's say life insurance companies are getting in enough money where they do not need to raise guarantees to attract you to give your money to them, then they are not going to acquiesce and follow whatever the Fed does and just raise rates. Now, to combat that, what do I do? Good question. As the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, I represent pretty much every single carrier out there. And why does that matter? Number one, annuities are commodity products, meaning that you have to shop all carriers for the highest contractual guarantee. And number two, the guarantees change based upon the capacity and the money coming into the carrier. So if a carrier's got in so much money, they don't really need to raise anymore. And yes, it is true. Annuity companies will not take all of your money. They have a bogey that they need to hit with specific products. life expectancy or interest rate type products. They will not take in all of your money. Once they hit it, they're going to lower the contractual guarantees not to attract you. It's very simple. So when I represent all carriers, pretty much all carriers, you're going to see some of these companies break out and say, yeah, we're trying to attract premium at that point in time. But once they attract the premium, then they're going to lower those interest rates or lower those guarantees, those contractual guarantees, even with lifetime income products. So the bell didn't ring at the top of the bottom, either with contractual interest rate products or lifetime income products. With lifetime income products, I want you to think of your portfolio when you have, international, small cap, mid cap, value, etc. within your portfolio, and you have an asset allocated. With the annuity companies, they have a different asset allocation model, meaning that they're looking for specific age ranges. And once they fill that tranche with that specific quote parameter and your age range or ranges, if it's joint, then they're going to lower the guarantees to not attract the money. Does that make sense? It should make sense. It's called capacity. And I've been pounding the table for the last year trying to educate the public, and some of the agents out there, love those people, to understand that it's about capacity. So I wish that whatever the Fed does and whatever Miss Yellen does, Boo Powell and the Dutch boy haircut person, I wish that it was linear. I wish it was that simple. I wish the bell rang at the top of the bottom, and you know that as well. And if you've been in the stock market, you know for a fact the bell doesn't ring at the top of the bottom. You can't time it. Nobody can time it. The best people in the world can't time it. Buffett can't time it. Jim Cramer can't time it. Dave Ramsey can't time it. Nobody can time it. No offense to Dave Ramsey. By the way, nothing against Dave Ramsey. He just needs to stop talking about annuities because he really doesn't know what he's talking about. If he needs me on my show to help him, that's fine. But I just snorted. But I will tell you this, what he does to get people out of debt, phenomenal. I want to hug him. Next time I see him, I'll have to kind of lean down because I'm 6'6". I'll give him a big hug and say, thank you for getting all these people out of debt, because that's what he really brings to the table. Why am I digressing? Well, I wanted to kind of let you know that, his, the people that he sends, the leads out to that's trying to sell people an index and variable annuities, that's kind of scary. I don't know what he calls those people, his advisors or his stamped approved advisors. That's interesting. And I understand he means well, but boy, he does a good job getting people out of debt. Good for him. And I'm glad he's out there doing that. But I wanted to just address this because a lot of people call me all the time and they're trying to time it. They're trying to figure it out. They're going to wait till the next Fed meeting. And yes, if we're 2 days away from a Fed meeting and you call me, I'll say, let's wait 2 days. But if we're 2 months away from the Fed meeting, I'm like, no, we're not going to wait 2 days. I don't know what's going to happen. The annuity companies don't immediately act either way, up or down, when the Fed makes a decision, etc. But I need you to think logically for a second. Okay, stop. I'm going to let you get your thoughts together so you can think logically. You ready? Okay. Think logically for a second. The country, our beloved country, has printed a lot of money. And at this point in time, conspiracy theorists are going to yell at me. They're going to say, that's not the right number, Dan. And then the people that don't know are going to go, really? Is it that high? I don't care how you're counting, 31 or 32 trillion of debt. I'm sure there's other municipal debt, etc. I'm talking about federal debt, 32 trillion at the time of this taping, and it keeps going up. I'd like to have one of those clocks in my office where it's like the debt clock, you see in New York. But the point is this. At some point in time, the United States, the Fed, they can't keep raising interest rates. It's like if me and you had a mortgage and say, you know what, I'm going to raise that interest rate. I'm just going to raise it, raise the payments on servicing that debt. It's the same correlation. So as soon as the glimmer of light comes through and shines on Boog Powell's face and the Dutch boy haircut's face, they're going to say, it's time to lower rates. The other thing too is you and I both know, I mean, if we're honest with ourselves here, I've been doing this a long time, those numbers are manipulated. They're manipulated by the government. And if they want to lower interest rates, they'll manipulate the numbers to lower the interest rates. Here's what I want you to do. When you're looking at annuity guarantees, remember, you own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. And the will do are the contractual guarantees. The might do is the hypothetical, theoretical, and all that crap. Unicorns chasing the butterflies at the bad chicken dinner seminar or the expensive steak dinner seminar at the restaurant you'd never go to unless they were presenting whatever they're presenting and you go eat the food. I mean, just it sounds too good to be true. It is every single time. And it doesn't, the bell doesn't ring at the top of the bottom. So what I want you to think about are these guarantees, contractual guarantees you're looking at, whether it's for income or legacy or principal protection, whatever your goal is, okay, is that fair? Do you think that's fair? Knowing that the bell doesn't ring at the top of the bottom, knowing that you can't time it, knowing that you're not a Svengali, knowing that you're not even going to try, knowing that you're smart enough not to try. Are those guarantees, after you work with us and shop all carriers, are they fair? Do they help you reach your goals? That's a yes or no answer. And if the answer is yes, just take the OCD cap off, please. And I'm an OCD person, by the way. It's obsessive compulsive when you loop things in your head. And yes, the reason I don't have a tattoo, because if I got a tattoo, I'd look at the tattoo every day in the mirror for 2 or 3 hours and go, I kind of messed up on that line right there. And that eyeball of the skull or whatever I got is wrong. And it would drive me crazy. Okay. But the same thing applies to this. You cannot obsess about the top of the bottom. You cannot think that there's a bell that's going to ring. And if a bell does ring, then something's in your head. You probably need to go see somebody about that, because the bell shouldn't ring. Okay. My name is Stan, the Annuity Man. And what did you get out of this? A lot. One thing is the bell doesn't ring at the top or the bottom. That's Shooting It Straight with Stan. I will see you next time.